Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back through daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Xinfin, aka XDC. So let's just dive in and let's talk about a few things. So, first and foremost, I am quoting Kevin Cage here because I do think that this tweet from Kevin Cage is substantial. And it does say, it's a very short sentence, but it does speak volumes. And it says, the best investors are really good at doing nothing for long periods of time. And I really don't know how to describe this to you in a better way, but patience is a virtue. Patience in this game will change your entire life. Because I even said it here in my tweet. I said, could not agree more with this statement. Most people in the space really think tokens like XRP, HBAR, XDC, Casper, etc. can't/won't hit $1 trillion in market cap. To me, time in this market pays off, and in my opinion, a select few of these tokens will hit $1 trillion in market cap. Be patient and relax. Now, do I think that XDC has, the potential to hit $1 trillion in market cap? 100%. Do I believe, that it's going to? 100%. But will it? We don't know. Nobody knows. But to me, the fundamental issue that a lot of these tokens do solve is massive. It speaks volumes. I also think that we just got to be patient. We got to see what's going to be happening in this market with regulation talk everywhere, with adoption talk everywhere, with major players moving in everywhere. I think that right now is the best time to be positioned in this market. And I am extremely ready for what's, to come within this market. And also, talking about things happening, the ITFA Porto event has officially started. And we do see here, Sean Edwards, chair of ITFA Worldwide, discusses the traded token launch using the XDC network. We do see XDC and TradeTech being at the forefront of the TFDI with the ITFA, center stage. And we even do see down here, take a look at some cool slides from the event. And here we have the collaboration at its best. We just talked about this yesterday. And we also do see major market transformations are underway, new client expectations, ESG, institutional investors, and even tokenization. Enabled by new technologies and practices, data management, artificial intelligence, workflow digitization platforms, and of course, last but not least, DLT. Supported by evolving regulatory frameworks and stakeholders, and you do see all of the major ones: Law Commission Reform in the Law, World Trade Organization, World Economic Forum, Saudi Central Bank, ICC, Europlace, United Nations, UNCentral, and even a few other ones down here as well, G7, Abu Dhabi Global Market, and European Commission. Listen, these are very, very substantial names. I'm telling you guys, when we really kind of look at all of these major names tied to this, it is going to be a big revolution. And I do believe that DLT will be at the forefront of it. And here you have the TFDI with TradeTech and XDC. TradeTech and XDC network combined technologies and launched the traded token, the first trade finance security token. A few quotes here. This launch is an important move in the democratization of trade finance through XDC's enterprise-grade blockchain technology. By investing in trade finance, which historically has been restricted to banks and larger institutional investors, private investors can now invest in the real economy. The XDC network is our chosen blockchain to develop the system, and XDC is the only crypto asset that can be used to purchase Trada. And we do see down here, in Porto, we will showcase one of the first real-world asset-backed tokens called Trada, which has been launched in July by TradeTech on the XDC network. This marks the start of a comprehensive real DeFi ecosystem linked to the XDC network. It's very exciting. Something special, really. It really is a wow statement. Like, everything that has happened so far, and this conference has not been a letdown. It's truly something remarkable. And also, shout out to Crypto KJ2 for this quick image. This is just collaboration at its best. And look at all of these major names. Let me open this real quick up in a new tab. So here are all the sponsors. Now, do these sponsors really matter all that much? Not technically, but these are all players that are aware of what's happening. And if you actually look here, so you do see like the bronze sponsors, which you do see XDC down there, Unicredit, a whole bunch of other major names, even middies there, Anigio as well. But over here, we do see the silver sponsors, and this is where we really kind of get into the big names. This is where you do see Finastra, HSBC, Santander, and SMBC, and of course these names up here as well. And Deutsche Bank at the forefront up here in terms of the platinum sponsor. Um, you also do see like JP Morgan, but why am I focusing on Finastra? Because Finastra is behind the digital financial disruption. They have a ton of partners. We've talked about Finastra in the past. They're partnered with Ripple. They are partnered with R3 Corda, I'm pretty sure as well. They have so many names tied to them. They are one of the largest players out there. We do see open puts innovation in the hands of our customers. When 95% of innovation happens outside of your own walls, it's key that you have the technology, tools, and expert ecosystem to grow and succeed. We serve 8,600 financial institutions in 130 plus countries, providing the broadest, deepest software applications and connectivity to the marketplaces, partners, and fintechs through our open platform, orchestrating the future of financial services. The craziest thing about Finastra, is that they are also behind the trade finance area as well in regards to adoption. They do have 90 of the top 100 world's banks. They have a massive, substantial, list of adoption cycle for them. But also, like I said, they are behind trade finance, trade and working capital finance, trade finance solutions ready for tomorrow. Now, in this, we do see like a few that they are, looking into, like total working capital finance, end-to-end digitization, leverage industry leading digitization at the source, from bank channels to external ecosystems, collaborate to grow as well. And an industry looking or leading booking engine, reframe corporate banking with a single digital working capital platform. Now, to me, again, they are focused on this through digitization. Now, do I believe that they are working with Xinfin here? It's hard to say, but this is full-on digitization of trade finance, and this is through their Fusion Trade innovation. If you actually look at the details around this, it doesn't really give you too much, but it is through, like, it does say Swift compatible and all that kind of stuff. It is through their own sort of source here. I don't know who's tied to this. There's not a lot of discussion here. All we know is that they are utilizing Trace Original, which is from Inigio, and then there's a few other ones here as well, like Trade AI, one for corporate banking, Abzillion, corporate mobile banking app as well. But like the only direct tie here would be with Trace Original, which again, this is a direct tie to Xinfin through Inigio, which Inigio has always been a major player around, Xinfin. So to me, again, will Xinfin play a pivotal role with Finastra here? I do believe so through, Trace Original with Inigio. I think that that's like the major tie here. But also, them being at this, being a sponsor at this conference, with XDC and Traded Token being at the forefront of it with, of course, Inigio down here, like all of these players will be collaborating together. So no matter what, we will see exposure to these massive amounts of players. And also, like I said, they are focused on, digitization of trade finance for the longest time, going all the way back to 2018, for an example. Like this is full-on digital trade. And really kind of how we could innovate further within it. We even go back to 2020, Alexa, get me trade finance, increase levels of digitization in trade and fundamentally changing the customer journey. Again, this is all through DLT as well, AI, DLT, OCR, IoT, NLP, and API. Who is the major player behind trade finance? We already know that it's Xinfin. And last but not least, over here from April of 2020, can we close the trade finance gap? 100%. Through players like Inigio, Xinfin, etc. Like these are all the big players. So to me, again, all of these major players are ready. They are ready for the digitization approach within trade finance. And also, just recently, there was this article that got posted on Trade Finance Global. ITFA FinTech Chair Andre Kasserman on the Metaverse, DLT, and also NFTs. The digitization of trade finance industry has brought considerable change to the market in recent years. And they are kind of centering this with Xinfin too. The digitization of trade finance has brought considerable change to the market in recent years. The shift towards tech has had many positive impacts, increasing operational efficiency, reducing paper-based processes, and minimizing costs. Moreover, digital innovation is showing no signs of slowing down, opening the trade ecosystem to endless possibilities. And this is through those major players through ITFA. And also, this is another conference which is taking place. It's actually in process right now. And there's a few things that we have a question on. They're mentioning MLETR, and we do see XDC Tech down here with Minigram, as well as a few other ones, Anigios here, Trade Tech, etc. We do see, how does your role as an ITFA head of fintech activities fit into this ecosystem? My current priority is to scale the adoption of innovations, primarily focusing on strategic market ambitions such as model law on electronic transferable records, MLETR, and automated distributed strategies. This encompasses digital negotiable instruments, DNI, and trade finance distribution, TFDI, as well. Early adopters such as, and of course they do mention all of those major players. And the metaverse is a broad and multifaceted, place. Can you give us a brief breakdown as its most important aspects? And then he does kind of also mention, the metaverse here a little bit. We actually kind of look at like meta blocks within Xinfin, and we also do see him talking about the major changes here. And it is mentioning DNI with TFDI as well. They're talking about the overall trade finance digitization, the ecosystem and categories of solution providers conceptual view. And you do see at the forefront, the center point is trade finance digitization. And how DLT developed over the last few years, we do see DLT has positioned to support specific functions as opposed to solely acting as a core technology. This year's Portal Conference will demonstrate how DLT brings value to trade financing and how we can put transaction data to work for environmental, social, and governance ESG measures. And they do still mention this Lloyd's Bank using Anigio for digital promissory notes, or for bringing retail liquidity into trade investment class, e.g. XDC Tech by Trade Tech using Xinfin's XDC token. Which, by the way, listen, if this is the only use case from Xinfin, I'm happy for that. Imagine providing liquidity to a massive $19 trillion market. That's big enough right there. We don't really need too much more within that. But I do think that, again, focusing on what XDC is doing here, tokenization will also be a big thing. Like, for example, NFT has become a popular buzzword of late. What do you think, is driving the force behind this? We do see when tracking a trade transaction, e.g. bill of exchanges on a DLT, a non-fungible token is created. This is due to the fact that each transaction is unique and thus traceable. Public blockchain platforms such as Xinfin's XDC network expand on this ability, allowing industry members to gain access to transaction statuses. Over time, advanced smart contract capabilities will additionally be applied through financial institution automatic settlement. However, tracking unique transactions is one of the most straightforward things to do at this stage. And I think that this kind of comes down to just the adoption of DLT. DLT will be at the forefront of all of this. That means that Xinfin, aka XDC, will all be at the forefront of this. Digitization is going to take over, and we've been talking about this and discussing this for a while. I do think that MLETR is the big one here. We are seeing a global move on that. I think that MLETR needs to be adopted in globally at a rapid pace in order for all of this, to really kind of take a hold of the market and be adopted on a global scale and implement it fully. I think that, tokenization as well as liquidity providing from XDC's part is huge. And I think that a lot of people actually undermine just how large that is. But to me, could XDC get to, a $1 trillion market cap? 100%. But a lot of things do have to happen in order for that to happen. Meaning we need to see regulations being ushered in. We need to be seeing, mass adoption globally of these processes around trade finance. And then we can really kind of talk about that, 1.7, I believe, trillion dollar financial gap within trade finance. But also providing liquidity and tokenization to a $19 trillion market is substantial enough. So, again, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you did enjoy the video, definitely hit that like, subscribe, turn notifications on button. And also, if you guys do want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. So it's up to you all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. It's been Nick. Peace out, guys.